and welcome to my channel where I interview Canadian entrepreneurs and share information about Canadian-made products. Today I had the honor of interviewing a beautiful artist who pumps out such beautiful artwork, where I first got to know her art at the High Prairie, Alberta Museum. She is from High Prairie, and I am super pumped to welcome Ashley Johansson. We'll kick us off here. Okay, so Ashley, I'm super pumped, and I am very grateful for you to accept my invite to be interviewed on my channel. Okay, so I just want to do a bit of an intro on how this got started and how I got to know your name, because I don't know who you are specifically, but I got your name. So I am originally from the same town that you live in and are from. So we're both originally grew up in High Prairie. Mm-hmm. And I was in High Prairie visiting family. So I would say I call them like another set of my mom and dad, because that's how close we are with them. And Carol Morgan is very involved with the museum. So yeah. So we took a trip. Well, actually, I say a trip, but it's High Prairie. So it's not a trip, it's a walk. So it was, we walked to the museum and we're looking at all of the beautiful, I don't even know what you call them, like settings that they had. And then we have this boutique section where local artists sell their artists or their items. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
I saw a couple of your pieces and I was obsessed instantly. I loved them. I wish I had them to show everybody. I'll take a picture tomorrow, because I actually have the two pieces I ended up buying are in my office at work.
Aww.
Yeah. So I'll take a picture. I'll post it tomorrow and I'll rave about them, because they're so unique.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And it was very random. So I'm looking at these pieces. I'm like, those are really cool. But I'm like, well, the colors at the time, I'm like, well, I don't really know how they would fit. But then I started following the museum page, and they posted a couple items that you had recently brought there to sell.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have to get those. So I was on the phone with my credit card and I'm ordering these pieces. And then so they included your business card with my order. And then that's when it all started. I just started following you on Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
Then, anyways, it snowballed from there.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for, loving my work. I really appreciate that. And, I'm really excited that people are walking into the museum and seeing my there. That really warms my heart.
Yeah, I feel like everything there is quite unique, but that just really stood out for me for a couple reasons. One, I guess it's just the taste that I have, and I loved how you incorporated driftwood in some of your pieces. So I won't dive too much into that just yet, but I just want to get started. Let us know who you are. Who is Ashley? Where are you from? Obviously, I said High Prairie, but if you can, maybe dive into a little bit of that.
Okay, yeah, for sure. My name is Ashley Johansson, and I'm a mixed media fine artist, but my main focus is watercolor work, watercolor and epoxy work. So the pieces you would have seen at the museum. I do live in High Prairie still, and this is where I'm from, and I actually currently own a home with my partner and I have two hairless cats. Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. And so have you been born and raised in High Prairie, or did you move there when you were younger? Just out of curiosity.
I'm definitely born and raised. I guess I was born in McLennan, but yeah, my family's been here. And yeah, I've been I was actually raised in Nilda, but that's 7 minutes away from High Prairie. So, I was raised.
Anybody in the outskirts is all High Prairie. I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah. So, how does living in High Prairie influence you and what you do, or what kind of life that you live?
Yeah, so actually living here is a huge influence in my work because I'm able to go outside and go to these areas and collect a lot of the things I use in my work, a lot of the natural materials you'll see. Um, I find a lot of my flower work and stuff, or sorry, I find a lot of my flowers that you'll see in my work. I'll find wildflowers. I'll actually even get them from my own flower bed in the summertime.
Nice.
I'll
Yeah.
destroy my own flower bed. I'll also destroy like my family's flower beds if they'll let me. So it's all very local, like, And then for my driftwood and the driftwood that I use in my pieces, I go foraging around the rivers and the lakes of High Prairie. And I also get my grandfather to cut wood slices for me. That's all local to like the town of High Prairie. So
Nice. So you have
yeah.
support there and some help. That's awesome.
Yeah, I really, really love it.
Yeah. Oh, you can tell. I can tell just by your pieces and the posts that you have that it's something that's very passionate for you. Yeah. So how did your dream of becoming an artist transpire?
I've actually been like into art since I was a little girl, like since I was 5 years old. I've been painting and drawing. And so it really transpired like, really, really young. And I've just been going ever since, been trying to chase the dream.
I love that you are chasing that dream and that passion and that um I don't want to say skill, but it just because I have like my son's 11 and he is very artistic and he's very creative. And I feel like there's a bit of a focus on or a pressure, I guess you could say, on kids who, especially are in high school and they have to pick a path and they have to, what are you going to do after graduation? And I was talking to a friend over coffee about this, and she's like, I hate asking a grade 12 student what their plan is after grade 12 because that's such a heavy question. And what if they don't know? Or what if it has nothing to do with fitting in that little square box that everybody feels like they need to fit in? And I love learning and meeting those that don't live in that box where they're becoming like a lawyer or a doctor or a teacher. Not saying that those are bad, those are great, mm-hmm. But if where you come from and your soul is artistic, or you have that artistic ability and you do something with it, I love that. I love that you've followed that calling, because I just feel like if more people followed their calling and what they were drawn to do in life, I think there would be so much more happiness, I guess, and fulfillment, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I
admire that.
Yeah, thank you.
I really do. So how did you grow your business from an idea to what it is today?
Honestly, I just took the dive into it and I just went public with my artwork and my ideas, and I like gave the public the opportunity to commission me with their ideas, and I decided, like to go for it, because if it doesn't work, whatever, at least I tried, right? So that's kind of really how I got into it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what inspires your creativity? You said that you've been a creative soul since you were little. So where does the inspiration come from when you go to create a piece?
So I'm inspired, like, I think this is true for any artist, but I'm inspired by a plethora of things. I'm inspired by my own personal experiences. I'm inspired by stories and myths told within the world and within different cultures. And I'm really inspired by nature, as I'm sure you could tell. I really love nature. I love just being around it and letting it, just do its thing and be sure, and another thing that inspires me is colors. I love colors. I don't know, they just make me happy and I love to use them in my work.
And it shows. Like your pieces, Ashley, are beautiful. I love them, and I feel like there could be a story behind every single one of them that you make. I really do. And
Yeah.
just to extend, so like part of your creativity and your inspiration comes from nature. So one of the things that I feel like most people need more of is nature. And I know that you hear it promoted where, like you feel grounded and you feel good about yourself. And ideas actually stem from being planted in nature. And it's interesting because our natural heart vibration is at the same frequency as nature's vibration. So it makes sense that when you're outside, you would
Feel
try,
that.
yeah, you would feel that and you would gain some inspiration and ideas. Like I don't know how many times I would be, going for a walk or run in the bush and have ideas or just know that I need that at the end of the day. So that's very cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Um,
I
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I just, I absolutely agree with you and think that people need to, be out in nature and more and take more walks. And especially during this time, like we're in the middle of a pandemic.
Mhm.
And I know myself, like I get stuck inside the house and I have to remind myself, like, there's a whole world out there. I need to go outside still, so. And
And for those people who are living, say, in the middle of a city, you don't necessarily need to travel somewhere to get that fresh air. Like you can find, like every city has parks and benches, and like they have areas that you can go to just to sit and just breathe.
yeah, absolutely.
Wherever you can just kind of release and breathe and replenish your soul, I guess. Just you can do it
Yeah.
absolutely anywhere.
Yeah, and like, as long as you can see the sky and some trees and like that's all you need.
And if you've noticed, I don't know if in High Prairie, but I know because I live in Hinton. The last few mornings, I can hear the birds chirping.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? I'm so excited for spring. It's been very, very nice here, especially like unlike out for like longer than 6 hours during the day.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I find that women tend to struggle with confidence in taking that step and pursuing their desire or their passion and not allowing outside influence to, I guess, hold them back. Did you at any point in the pursuit of your desire in creating your passion into a business, did you ever have that hold you back at any point in time?
Uh, yeah, absolutely. And I still think even to this day, I struggle with, owning who I am. Like it's a lifelong journey, I think, to be able to be completely comfortable with yourself, especially around other people. And so I think it's okay also like to be like on the journey and not be there like yet. You know what I mean? That's like what life is.
Yeah, yeah. So for anybody right now, for any, I guess, lady or female who's looking to, I guess it could pertain to any male because the pressures are just much the same for them as they are for us. So if
Yeah.
they're looking at wanting to step out of their comfort zone and I guess pursue their passion or desire into a business, what kind of advice would you give to them that helped you through those moments that you felt that pressure of holding you back and maybe not holding you back from moving forward?
I definitely think the advice I would give is to make sure you have a good support group. I think that's the most important thing. I definitely know my own support group has helped me tremendously, and they have helped me conquer, goals that I didn't think I could conquer alone. So I think having support is a very important thing to have when you're pursuing your dream.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's so many emotions and thoughts stir up. And I mean, we both grew up in the same small town. I feel like there's a lot of because opinions and gossip is very heavy and well known in a small community. It's really tough to feel confident to step out and live your own life without having those opinions hold you back a little bit?
Absolutely. I absolutely agree. Living in the small town, people are going to have their opinions, but I think at the end of the day, like I said, as long as you're, working on yourself and you have that support group, the opinions of other people shouldn't really matter.
Totally. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you talked about having that support. So who would you want to give a shout out to kind of, I guess, show your appreciation, and who are they and how have they supported you along the way?
I probably have way too many people to shout out, but I have two main people I think I would definitely like to give a shout out to. And one of them is my partner, Dane. He's been my partner for 8 years, and he is so supportive and caring. And he's the type of person that he doesn't just tell me what I want to hear. He'll tell me if something looks ugly, he'll be like, those colors don't look good. And I think it's really important to have someone who's honest with me, but still being supportive at the same time. He's also really supportive by he gets hands on and helps me stand wood. He'll help me clean my glass for my frames. He'll help me assemble my frames. Like, he really does help me. So big shout out to Dane. And the other shout out I'd like to give to would be my grandmother. She loves to share and like all of my artwork on Facebook. Even the stuff I know she personally doesn't like, she'll share it regardless. And I just can't thank her enough for how much she means to me, and I'm so grateful for her and her love.
Yeah. It's amazing how impactful that support is, but that just that I don't even know what the word I'm looking for. Just unconditional love and support that you can get from people, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It is amazing. It'll change your life to have that support.
Absolutely. It changes your mindset, it changes your energy, it changes the direction you go. Absolutely.
Yeah. For all of my, support groups, and shout out people that I have shout out to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What is the most important lesson you've learned in developing and launching your business?
That probably the most important lesson I've learned. That's a tough question for sure.
So, like, say for example, if there's an artist out there who's looking to pursue their passion in whatever that they want to create, like, what lesson did you learn, or what hurdle did you have to overcome to get to that point of it becoming, say, maybe more so of a hobby into a business?
Right. I think the most important lesson that I've, learned from this journey is to be like organized and have a plan. Like, you don't have to have a plan for everything, but it really helps to be organized. And I know for the first year or so of my art journey, I was not organized, and I didn't get nearly as much done as I do now, being organized and having routines set in place, but still giving myself enough freedom to be like the artist that I am.
Yeah. And believing in yourself. I feel like the lack of belief in yourself can definitely stir up that procrastination or that lack of being organized. It's kind of a default mechanism, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where your support group comes in handy, right? So
yeah, kind of kick you in the ass.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So is there anything now that you'd like to share that maybe where your business is today, that you maybe have a bit of a plan or an idea of where you want to go? Like, what's the direction for your art business?
I'm going in the direction of hopefully having art that isn't just on people's walls. I'm hoping to get into apparel and, sticker designs and prints. No more wall art, but
Yeah.
that direction. I actually just had my first design printed on a t-shirt yesterday. So I'm very excited to go that
That
way.
is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, release things when they are ready to go. They're not like ready quite yet, but almost.
But there is a direction. That's exciting. Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
it is very exciting. Thank you.
So to kind of lean toward the end here, how can people find you? And then however they can find you, I'll make sure that it's included in the YouTube channel description.
Yeah, you can find me at Ashley Johansson Art on Facebook and Instagram. And you can also reach me at my email, which is ashleyjohanssonart@gmail.com.
Awesome. And in the Hyper Museum, if you guys are ever there.
Yeah, I do have my art in a lot of local stores in and out. So it's really about, just going, and also like looking on the local websites.
Yeah.
Yeah, keeping an eye on those for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. So in closing, I kind of have a fun question. So what is one of your all-time favorite quotes and one that you would, I guess, lean toward when you need that bit of push?
It's a quote from a poet actually, and I do have it here, but it's a bit long, so I have to grab it. Just give me a minute. Okay, so the quote goes, "Keep creating what is meaningful to you, not what is perfect, but what is honest, beautiful, and true." And continues, "For no matter who sees your worth or receives what you have to offer, what comes from deep within speaks to the endless depths of you." And that's from the poet Morgan Harper Nichols.
That was beautiful.
Thank
and
you.
It's so true.
I really love that I don't know if it's a quote or a poem. Quotes and poems, same thing, right?
Either way, it's impactful. It's powerful.
Yeah, it reminds me that my artwork doesn't have to be perfect. You know what I mean? It could just be honest and it can just be raw and real.
And it doesn't have to be for everybody, right?
Exactly.
Like it will be for the right person, and that's perfection.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ashley. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your stuff with us. And I can't wait to see more of your beautiful artwork to come.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to share more.
Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. And if you like what you see and you want to see more, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment below with a Canadian entrepreneur or a Canadian made product that you would like to see promoted and shared and honored and celebrated on my channel. Thank you so much. Peace.